Hi guys, Doom. Is the mic on? Mic is on. The background music sound is on. Everything is on. How's everybody doing in the chat? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Crypto Live Chat on a Saturday, because we could not do it on Friday because I was way too tired. But you know, once a week we need to do, you know, one of these live streams late at night. It's not actually late, but you know, at night. And look at the charts, relax, chill down a bit, without any agenda, without any purpose. Just see what's happening in Bitcoin, altcoins and stuff like that. Ethereum, Bitcoin. We're gonna be talking about, you know, the RSI, the charts, what's popping, what's not popping. The Kaspa is actually out of the channel. I'm gonna show you that right now. It's up 11% up here. If you look at the daily time frame up here, Kaspa is broken up towards upside, so we're gonna look at that. But you know, we're gonna look at a couple of stuffs. You know, you can scream out, "Hey man, look at this, look at that." So we're gonna look at that as well. EBTC, I think this one up here. Let's go to this daily time frame. Yeah, let's keep it on daily time frame. So there's that. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at stuff. We're also gonna look at Solana, because everybody's been, you know, too euphoric on Solana, so we gotta know what's happening there. Solana, Kaspa, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe some other stuff as well. Maybe you look at Turbo, Dogecoin for whatever reason and stuff like that. How's everybody doing in chat? The Beauty, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Dominic, what's up? Gen X, yo, how you doing, man? What's up, Edward? Long time no see. Sola Cloudy, hi, nice to be back here. Nice to have you back here, Sola. Jurgen, what's up? Haven't been in a live stream forever. Well, that's not, you know, there's a reason for that. I haven't been having live streams in forever, so you know, we both there. Dr. Karlov is in the chat. Live stream is a go-go. It is a go-go live stream. So we gotta know. We gotta also look at Disney. I think Disney chart is very interesting. So you know, there is that, and there's also that thing that I said about brands. Brands are hard to die. I mean, there are a couple of brands that did die, and you know, it can happen. Like Kodak, it died. Unfortunately, they could not keep up with technology. Disney, on the other hand, I do not think it's gonna die. So you know, bottoms are nice. It's just like Bitcoin. You ask yourself, you know, is this thing gonna die? Is this thing over? Does it have a future? And I do think that Disney has a future. I mean, my kids, you know, still watch, you know, Disney Plus every day. I watch Disney Plus. They got, you know, Disneyland. They got all kinds of stuff, you know, Disney, you know, stuff. You know, Star Wars is bought by, you know, Disney. It's not going away. Disney is not going away, but it is cheap. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about Disney. Ada, eat, please. I'm a little bit unsure about that. Anything interesting happening? What's up, Batch? How you doing, man? Nah, nothing interesting happening. I mean, if you look at CME futures chart, I said this in today's daily, on the weekly time frame, we got unfortunately big fat doji. It's not big fat doji, but we got a doji over here on the weekly time frame on Bitcoin on CME futures. So the big question is this bearish pattern gonna break bullishly, or is this gonna just drop down like it's supposed to do? Hey man, missed you all. Missed you too, man. How you doing? Saturday stream, exactly. Save it, Crypto, good evening. How you doing, man? Bad Raspy. Disney purchased the rest of Hulu. There you go. Disney is not dying, guys. Disney is not going anywhere. So we're gonna check out Disney chart as well, because I think the chart is very interesting, you know, and I like interesting charts. I really do enjoy looking at interesting charts and seeing what's happening. Killing it up on gas, up 3K, nice. I don't know what gas is, but you know, whatever. Turbo, eventually we're gonna look at Turbo. Mladen is in chat, 17 months, man. One what? How you doing, man? Yeah, in 15 years he's going to do 10x. I mean, maybe it's gonna do 10x in 15 years, but still, you know, people with a lot of money, they really don't care, man. People with a lot of money, they care about beating inflation. And right now, inflation has 6%, so they're gonna be buying Disney like you know what, because it's gonna beat inflation. And anything that's beating inflation is a good buy in my opinion, right? I mean, yeah, sure, you cannot get rich, you know, if you got $100 or $200 or, you know, even, you know, have a million, you're not gonna be, you know, have a, you know, fuck your money at the end of the 15 years, but you know, it's gonna beat inflation. And for a lot of people that are investing, you know, beating inflation is one of the most important things. I just want my money to not lose the value, you know. By the end of the 10 years, I want to have more than I have now, you know. Value preservation. That's what it's all about. This bet isn't over. BA, the pizza guy. Yeah, the bet isn't over just yet. We are neither at 19 or at 40k, but you know, soon. Maybe soon. Polygon Matic Paul will smash next week. I mean, Matt had a big downfall after the hype, and I think the Solana is gonna have the same kind of downfall eventually. But right now, Solana is big pump. Now, Matic did correct big time, so you know, there's that. And if it wants to go, it can go. Have a great show. Steven, thanks for stopping by. Andor is practically the only good SV series lately. I don't know, but my kids are watching Disney, you know, there is that. They've been going to walk this in this reason, so unless they change, they'll continue to drop. It's not just Disney, like everybody's going to walk. Like there's literally no network that is not going to walk. I mean, it's the time, but we won't go into that too much. The thing is, it's not gonna die, you know. The thing is not gonna die. So where are we gonna start? I think we should start with the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, because I've seen Benjamin Cohen on Twitter. By the way, before we start, can you tell me if the background music, can you hear the background music? Is it too loud? Is it okay? Let me double check here, you know, by myself. I just want to know that the background music is fine, and then, you know, we'll continue. You cannot even hear it. Sounds good. Can't hear no music, yeah. I can't hear no music either. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Maybe this is better. Inflation is a good buy in my can't hear no music, yeah. I can't hear no music either. Yeah, I think this is better. We just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it and see how it goes. Edward, too good. Pump it. Hear it now. There we go. Okay, I think it's good now. I'm just gonna put it on. There we go. We got some kind of background music. It's okay. We need some kind of background noise just to kill the, you know, the silence. So it's good. Hear it now. Don't need it. I need it. I don't care about you, you know. I like to have something in the background. If I hear the background music, I want you guys to hear it as well. It sets the mood a little bit, you know. It sets the mood and it's nice. It's interesting. So there is that. Ben Cohen followers have been missing out the whole bull run. I haven't been following Ben Cohen much, but lately you've been talking about how alts are gonna die, and I said, like, they are already dead. If you haven't been paying attention, altcoins are down by a bunch. Doesn't matter what doesn't matter what kind of chart you look at. Altcoin had a big move towards the downside. This is TFX. This is Polkadot. I mean, if this isn't the debt, I don't know what the debt looks like. You know, I mean, altcoins are literally dead. What's gonna happen? It's gonna go even lower. I mean, they're just some kind of hopium. So I don't think the altcoins are gonna die. But the thing that I noticed that he's talking a lot about ETH Bitcoin, and he's been looking at the same, you know, same falling wedge over here, and he's seeing this breakdown over here as well. Now, what he does not know is what we do know, and we understand charts, we understand patterns, we understand the, you know, psychology of the markets, and it's often at the point where you actually break the major support levels that you are actually in capitulation move, and that actually that is some kind of bottom. Another thing to mention is that any kind of pattern is always a channel. So if you have not any kind of pattern, maybe any kind of pattern, even a head and shoulders, is some kind of channel, that actually broke down. It could be like this, for example. It could be a little bit differently as well. It could be something like this up here, where, you know, but it's always some kind of channel somewhere in there that's actually working out. And the same thing goes for falling wedges, rising wedges, triangles. Triangles are, or believe it or not, triangles are channels, guys. Triangles have a support level and a resistance level, and then it breaks up and goes towards the upside. And that's why people are always taking the distance on the big time to distance up here, because that's a channel. And the same thing goes for this falling wedge as well over here. This falling wedge is actually, in fact, a channel. And as you can see up here right now, and this, you know, I'm not trying to draw a perfect channel, but we are coming to the bottom line of the channel. So while most people are seeing this falling wedge up here, we already know that this is a channel, and right now we're hitting that support level. And often things what happen once you break this major support level, you go up and retest this level or the top of the channel. If you manage to break up here, this is very, very bullish. On the other hand, it should, if there is a rejection should come here or here. So there are two places where rejection comes, but the retests are coming, guys. The retests also mean that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin by something like at most 20%, at least 10%. So between 10-11% to 20%, it will outperform Bitcoin. Doesn't matter whether Bitcoin goes down or goes towards upside. If it goes down, it won't lose as much value as Bitcoin. If it goes up, it will gain 10 to 20% more than Bitcoin, at least up here on the top of the channel. That's the first thing to notice. The other thing to notice is that the RSI on the weekly time frame on Ethereum Bitcoin chart is very, very low. This does not happen often, guys. This is right now very, very close where Ethereum starts to overtaking Bitcoin. And you can see up here that right now we are hitting some kind of 27 levels on the chart. You can see up here as well, this previous bottom up here at 30 levels on the RSI, we exploded towards the upside. And the last time this happened, you have to go all the way back down here. And I actually added the Bitcoin chart up here so you can see when this actually happened. And this actually happened right after 2019 first move towards the upside. Let me just see if I can pull it. So you remember up here there was a 2017 top, Bitcoin went down, went into capitulation, then did this move up here sideways, and then exploded towards the upside towards something like 14K. When it did that, at one point Ethereum overtook Bitcoin. So the first move up here was all Bitcoin, almost all Bitcoin. Yeah, it was all Bitcoin. You can see up here how Ethereum goes sharply towards downside and Bitcoin goes sharply towards upside, right? So it was all Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes first and then Ethereum comes after. But at one point, and that point exactly came down here, right over here, this is when Ethereum overtook Bitcoin and went up. So so Bitcoin went a little bit down, but Ethereum did not go down as much because it's going towards the upside. And over here, when Bitcoin started rallying towards the upside, Ethereum was still outperforming Bitcoin. So entire move up here after the first initial Bitcoin move, the entire move up here towards the upside and to 2021 bull market, Ethereum was actually outperforming Bitcoin. But here is what can actually happen on the chart. You can see up here that we actually had a double bottom on the RSI down here. I don't know if you can see this, but there was the first bottom on the RSI that hit over here on this green line. That was at 27 levels. This is the first move. So it broke the very major support levels. It hit these 27 levels, just like where we are right now. These are 27 levels. And then it had this pullback towards downside over here, still continuing down, losing against Bitcoin. But it was very, very close. It took a couple of months. This is from July all the way up until September. But on the September, it actually managed to, reverse and outperform Bitcoin. So from September up here, it was all Ethereum towards the upside. So when this chart goes towards the upside, that means just that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin. We are not talking about whether the price goes down or up. We're just talking who is outperforming who, and Ethereum time has come to shine. Now, whether we get one of these bottoms over here, where we just step and just go towards upside on the RSI, or we get one of these, bottoms that look something like, shoe pattern over here. Shoe pattern, right? That is a little bit, up to discussion what's gonna happen next. But the way I see it right now, it is very, very close. Maybe a couple of months times, maybe soon, maybe this year, maybe next year. I don't know when, but very, very soon, Ethereum will start outperforming Bitcoin. So Bitcoin always goes first. You go into capitulation, people acquire Bitcoin, people wait for Bitcoin to come up. It's a safe bet because Bitcoin doesn't break below support levels, right? And then it goes towards the upside. And then what happens, you know, at one point Ethereum overtakes, and then, you know, after Ethereum pumps, then, you know, altcoins comes, and you know the money moves from Bitcoin into Ethereum, into altcoins, into meme coins, you know, through everything. And once everything is pumped and everything is outperforming everything, and we got euphoria, that's when we get in the move towards the downside. So what's gonna happen next year on Ethereum versus Bitcoin? And I believe, so right now we just said that very soon, so we are not sure that, you know, whether this is the bottom or not. Maybe it does something like this over here, because we said this is a falling wedge over here. So we said this is a falling wedge. So, you know, it could do something like this up here, where it still goes towards downside. I mean, that can definitely happen, I'm not saying, but we are definitely looking at the top line over here. And we are looking at the bottom support, and we are waiting for either getting back inside this, you know, this falling wedge, or outside of that as well, because there will be a retest. And this line, right now it's a little bit different line. It can still fall a little bit more down if this channel. I mean, Milan, can you draw the channel on this thing up here? Where do you think the channel goes? I don't think this is the channel. I think the channel goes from over here, something like this, maybe something like this part over here. I think this is the channel, and this channel up here, you know, corresponds very nicely to the bottom up here. Also, this bottom's over here. I mean, it looks like a nice channel. So it looks like this is a legit, you know, channel over here. So at which point does Ethereum overtake Bitcoin? And I think, you know, it could be now, because we could get, you know, the RSI, you know, V-shaped recovery over here, V-shaped recovery up here towards the upside, or it could, you know, still continue bleeding towards downside over here. We do not know, but we believe that Bitcoin is coming to that very last part of the move, from 35k to, you know, 46k, give or take, the euphoria phase, when Ethereum is gonna start outperforming. Exactly when, we are a little bit not sure, but I would say with, you know, more certainty is as soon as we get back inside this, you know, wedge already, the probabilities goes sky high. And once we are out of the channel towards the upside, it's pretty much given that, you know, Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in the long run over here. It happens, it happened before, it's gonna happen again. Over here, 2016, up here, 2017. When did actually 2017? Do we have, let me see up here, 2017 chart. Oh, we don't have this one. Let me find a Bitcoin chart, BTC USDT chart. It has a little bit, I think Poloniex has these long charts. BTC USDT. Where is the Poloniex chart? This is the one chart. So this chart over here, let me just, you know, zoom very nicely up here. Still don't have that long, but you know, we have at least enough history up here. So this is April 2015, after this bottom up here. So Bitcoin started rallying towards the upside up here, first move. And you can see up here, right over here, when Bitcoin started, you know, is done with this first phase and started going almost, you know, rocket towards the upside, that is when, you know, Ethereum overtook. But Bitcoin goes always first. So it did this in, you know, prior to 2017 bull market. It did this over here. It did this over here, or just prior to the bull market up here. Just after a Bitcoin hit 14k up here, started consolidating up here, it did this move. And it will do it again. It will do it again. At least that's what we think over here. Once Bitcoin is done with this move over here, Ethereum will overtake Bitcoin and go towards the upside. So this is happening soon. TL growing bit nicely, so Bitcoin will pump. Yeah, it's coming nice. It's coming along very nicely. Its bit breakdown is a bear trap. It could be a bear trap, you know. It could be a bear trap. It's very likely because not a lot of people see the channel. Everybody sees the falling wedge because, you know, they have been conditioned to drawing the, you know, lines just based on the on the support and resistance level. So everybody sees the falling wedge, and this falling wedge broke bearishly, which is actually very, very bad. But it could be bear trap because there is a major level of support over here. There is also a channel down here that goes up here. So all of the support levels are up here. So I would say that, you know, smart money is already right now, you know, transferring from, you know, Bitcoin into Ethereum. You know, and Ethereum goes next. Ethereum goes next, which is actually very nice. Which is actually very, very nice. Bitcoin right now it's just going a little bit sideways. 0.10% is just consolidating. Yeah, I mean, nothing has happened since Bitcoin Daily. I don't know if you watched Bitcoin Daily, but we are still in this channel. We are still looking for the move up here towards the resistance level at 37 and 38k. But we are also making sure that, you know, we see the breakdown if the breakdown comes. Because if the breakdown comes, I mean, this might be, you know, a bad capitulation move down up here where it again goes towards upside. But, you know, longer term, we look at towards upside. But we are a little bit unsure whether we're going to go down first and up, or just we're going to bounce off this channel and just explode towards the upside. But not much has changed when it comes to Bitcoin during the day. The other thing I want to talk about, yeah, let's go and check out Disney, since we already had a little bit chat about Disney. Disney on MaxC, that's not the Disney that I want to look at all. This is the company, Walt Disney, the company, D. Let's go to the weekly time frame over here and see what's actually happening. Let's go to the monthly time frame. This is a monthly time frame on Disney, and as you can see up here, Disney is down since March 2021. Bull market top on Bitcoin is down 60%. Now the big question is whether it's gonna go down more or not, right? But you can understand it's down 60%, and people with a lot of money, they see this 60% correction and they think to themselves, you know what, that looks just way too juicy to not buy. Not only that, this is the 200 moving average on the monthly time frame. So not only are we hitting, you know, some kind of, you know, 60% move down, we also hitting this very important level of support where investors are like, you know what, this is 200 monthly moving average. You know, if it's gonna continue going up, this is the place where it's gonna, you know, reverse. Not only that, look at the chart over here. Of course, not a financial advice. You do your money, I do my money. All of that shebang. We had a couple of dodges down here below the support level. A couple of dodges up here, and right now we're coming back above the 200 monthly moving average. So let's try to draw some kind of channel up here. And I think the channel goes from over here somewhere, give or take. I think channel goes something like this over here, and down here towards the downside. Yeah, this looks very, very nice. So this what's happening here on the monthly time frame. Over here it was consolidation. This is the breakdown, impulsive move, and this over here, since it's, you know, since it's trending towards the downside, this is exhaustion pattern. A bear flag would trend towards the upside. Exhaustion pattern have explosion towards the downside and then continues trending towards the downside. So I believe that we are very close when it comes to Disney on the bottom, and I believe, you know, the investors looking at this 200 moving average on the monthly time frame, I think, like, you know, that might be a very good buy. Now I don't know what, you know, I don't know what Disney is coming up next. I don't follow the numbers. I don't know how much their profit margins are, but, you know, they're definitely making money. They've been around in the game for too long to die. So number one, I do not think that Disney is gonna die. Number two, it just had a, you know, correction of, you know, 60%, 61% towards downside. It is hitting this, you know, 200 moving average. It had an explosion and exhaustion pattern up here right now towards downside. So I believe that right now it is very nice time, not financial wise. I haven't invested in Disney. We're just looking at the charts, talking about what's good, what's not, what looks nice or not. I think this actually looks nice for a move towards the upside. You know, so I think Disney chart looks actually very, very nice. Very, very nice. So let's look at even more. Let's go to the 12-month chart, because this is a big chart. And over here we have some, yeah, you know, 12-month chart, yearly chart, 20 moving average. We still have 1 month and 26 days, so we still have 2 months until this candle over here closes. But are we gonna get any kind of, you know, doji up here and then some kind of, you know, move towards the upside? That's a big question. So it would be nice to look at, you know, Walt Disney chart again in January to see whether we got a doji down here. Because if this is a doji over here, this is actually a very good thing, because you can see this wick on the upside. This is actually a very bullish wick. So when you have a positive move with this doji that has a big wick towards the upside, this oftentimes just moves back towards the upside again, which might be the case. So I think there is a very good chance that, you know, Disney is some kind of bottom, and that's gonna go towards the upside. That said, like Mlane said, you know, 10x in 15 years, it might be the case. We don't know. you know, 10x in 15 years, because I mean, if you look at this is 2021, let's go to 2011 and see how much this actually did. So this is 2011, let's go over here, 2011. It did 6x in 10 years. So can it do, you know, 10x? I don't know, but you know, just up to all-time high is 150%. It's not gonna beat Bitcoin or crypto or anything. Big money. Trust me, big money is into this, man. But you know, it's not gonna beat Bitcoin or anything. But I think it just might beat inflation, which is good enough. And they also got nice dividends, right? How much is dividends on Disney 2023 dividends? People are buying Disney because dividends. Disney common stock dividends paid for the 12 month ending June 30, 2023 was 0 million, a net increase in a year. Disney common stock. Disney paid dividend 23. It's almost 4 years since Disney declared its last cash distribution. The payouts are coming back. Disney announced it will resume its dividends before the end of 2023. So for 4 years, Disney has not been paying out dividends, but they have announced that at the end of 2023 calendar year in February, they will be paying dividends again. And for, you know, people that like dividends, you know, Disney is the stock, man. Disney stock, especially if they start paying dividends again. So not only did the chart go down like massively, like you know what, they are very soon gonna start paying out dividends, which gonna get everybody to FOMO into this. They're gonna get, you know, 3x, 2x, whatever they're gonna get, and they're gonna get their dividends every single year, which is, you know, nice. It's like 4% or something like that. I don't know how many percent are Disney dividends. How much the percent dividends history? How much dividends does 2.17%. It doesn't even beat inflation. They'll pay you 200 for sure. Please buy. Yeah, exactly. So the dividends are coming back. So I do believe the chart is gonna go out. I have absolutely no interest in owning Disney, but I think it's interesting to talk about, you know, different charts and what they might or might not do, and try to understand, you know, what is happening on the chart. So I don't think Disney is gonna die. I think the dividends are gonna come back. I think the mass hysteria in you know, FUD is done. This over here exhaustion pattern is gonna go towards the upside. That's my take on Disney. That's my take on Disney. The other chart I wanted to look at was Kaspa. I just mentioned, when did I mention that? Yesterday or something like that. Today? I don't know when did I did it. Maybe today. Yeah, early today. I think it was Bitcoin Daily. I think it was Bitcoin Daily that we actually looked at the chart, and I said that, you know, I'm a little bit unsure whether it's gonna break or not, and it did break. It did break towards upside. So over here, Kaspa is, unfortunately for a lot of people, it's pumping. I don't think this is the one. I think over here is the one channel. So we're gonna draw this channel over here. It's coming to some kind of top up here right now. Maybe it's down here. It looks better, give or take. This top up here is a little bit, you know, sketchy. Maybe down here. Should be over here somewhere. Because I like this midline up here, right? I like the midline. So let's say something like this, but you know, this top up here is not hitting anything. Let's try to, you know, draw it like this over here. Doesn't matter. It broke the resistance level. Doesn't matter how you look at it. It broke the resistance. There are major resistance levels up here. Two major resistance levels. It actually broke it last week. I did not even notice this. I did not even notice it. It actually broke it last week, and right now it had a pullback, and right now it's pumping like crazy. And monthly just keep on pumping. And you can see this this doji at the top, this bearish doji. So you get a big impulsive move up here. You get this bearish doji, and everybody thinks this is gonna go down, and it just continues pumping. So this is strongly strong pump. Right now it's breaking towards the upside, and I think this is gonna continue going towards the upside. I think this is gonna continue. It has almost parabolic move up here. If you look at a 1 hourly time frame, this has almost parabolic move right now towards the upside. I don't think it's done yet. I think it has more room to go. So even in the short term up here, this might actually be a good trade. Any kind of pullback up here, consolidation up here, any kind of pullback up here might be actually a good long position over here. Not financial advice. I also think it's going up. There you go. We got a lot of Petrov blessings on Disney. he also think it's gonna go up. Yeah, I think it's gonna up. But Kaspa is already going up. The Kaspa is definitely already going up. It's bouncing nicely off the moving average. It's consolidating nicely over here. Price discovery. Yeah, it's price now. But this is the question, and let's talk a little bit about price discovery, because I told you that how my take. Let me see if this is logarithmic chart. No, this is not logarithmic chart. Let me first find Kaspa USDT. Let me find more history of Kaspa. Can we find bigger chart of Kaspa? Kaspa USD CAS USDT. Let's see up here. Polyonex. What? Polyonex just CAS USD MEXC October 2020 CAS USDT. Qcoin goes back to May 23. Let me find CAS USDT. Let me find bigger Gate.io. Gate.io goes to March 2023. It looks like over here was some kind of. When did Kaspa launch? When did Kaspa launch? Launched in 2021. How? There should be way to sort this by whoever has the most data. Kaspa, MEXC, Bybit, Uniswap, or maybe in Uniswap. No. USD maybe. So, no. USD. Where can I find best chart on Kaspa? Bybit. Nah, this goes back to September. USDT. Which one was it? Was it Pitchet? Polyonex. Why am I Coinex? November 2020. Okay, we can live with the November 2022 chart. Okay, so here is the thing when it comes to price discovery, because people do not know. So what people are doing oftentimes, they use something called trend based fib extensions, right? Up, down, up, and then they look at these numbers, right? Because they don't know, they have absolutely zero idea where the price discovery targets are, right? They look at these numbers, so their target is right now something like $1 up here, because round number $1 up here at 1 it's 0.73. Down here at 0.69, we already broke that. So, that's how people are looking at, these price discovery targets, because they don't know, they do not understand where the price goes. So I'm gonna show you two different ways how do we do price discovery. The first one is with channels. When you have very nice channels up here, this is a very nice channel. Very nice channel. What we have over here right now is we double the channel towards upside, and there are two targets. The first one is the midline, and the second one is up here at the top. So you can see up here it corresponds very nicely to Fibonacci extension levels, but we don't use Fibonacci because they could be wrong. But it is the channels. It is the channels in one of these ways. And right now you have these very, very nice targets right now at $1 and $0.8. Let's just round up very nicely up here, because 0.08 and $1. So right now it is at resistance level, and a lot of people are right now might be FOMOing in up here. It could definitely get rejected over here for whatever reason, and we haven't broken towards upside, but this resistance level is broken, and right now it's coming to this very major resistance level right now. But if it does break over here towards upside, the targets up here, in price discovery, those are two. The other way to do price discovery targets is looking at the axis. It has bigger market cap than Disney. Big money. That is true. That is true. The other way, to do is to look at axis up here. Maybe 300% up here. It depends when it starts. Over here it started, it goes up here. So this over here was 4x. So we look at axis. How many x are you gonna get? Right? How many x on the move are you gonna get? So from the bottom up here towards the top up here, that was 100% 10x. Let's say over here this was a 10x move. This over here was a 4x move. 3x is a 4. This was let's say 900% 10x move, 4x move, and over here there was a 50%. Right now it's 85%. You know, 100% is right up here. 0.65 give or take. That's also one of the way, because from the very bottom up here to over here is 100%. But from the bottom up here, from the very start of the bottom, so the first target up here should be around 0.064 give or take, because that's 100%. That's 2x. X is important. No use fib. Check the group. I am not in the group. Let me check it out. So yeah, Mlada is a nice chart. So 0.73. We're gonna check it out in just a second, but this is a KuCoin chart. Can you use some other chart? Use the CoinEx chart. I think it has most data. Use CoinEx. And this is weekly, but this is another way. You know, this is right now over here is 2x, because 100% is 2x. So you got 10x, 4x, 2x up to 0.64. But from the bull market, you know, start May 2023. This is January 20. This is the very bottom. So this is the first 10x. So a 20x move up here. So this 10x, 20% move, give or take up here, 0.09 or something like that, right? 0. So from the very bottom. So wait. So this up here. Let me just go a little bit back. So this is the 2x move up here. This is the very first. This is major resistance. But over here, this is the start of the bull market, right? This is January 2023, not over here. So people bought, they bought down here, right? This is the bottom, right? So the bottom up here, this is the this over here is 10x, 10x, and then you go from that 20x, 30x, 40x, and so forth, so forth. All of these are major resistance level, right? 0.86 or something like that. Because this over here is 20x, 20x. And even higher than that is 20x, then you go up here something like 30x, right? 12, 13 bucks. But these levels are major resistance level in price discovery. So once you start going into price discovery where you cannot draw channels, it just breaks through everything, these are the levels. Because people who bought early, they look at who is gonna be the first guy, to get 10x. Because the guy who gets 10x is gonna start selling. So there will be some selling up here at 10x, and there was selling. There might be selling at 20x up here as well. They might be selling at 30x up here, right? It might go to 100x. I mean, that's, you know, in bull markets, that's very, very probable, you know. But it's gonna go 100x from the very bottom towards the top. So whether Kaspa does, you know, whether Kaspa does 100x or not, we do not know that. Over here is 100x, give or take. Whether Kaspa does 100x or no, we do not know. But we know that the first guy who bought down here, the guy who bought the very bottom, he's gonna probably start taking some kind of profits on 100x, and he bought down here, then, you know, he has a lot of money to sell. Unfortunately, people buying, you know, 10x, they're not gonna get 100x, they're gonna only get something like, you know, 6x or something like that from over here, from the first, you know, 10x, no, that's 20x, 10x down here. They're gonna get another 10x, right? But X's are a way to figure out when you're in price discovery where the targets are. Now Mladen showed me this right now, and he thinks that we are above the midline up here, and right now we are going, you know, target up here. This is next week 0.073. That might be the case, but the way to get the targets in price discovery is channels. It is X's. And X's are very important on anything that pumps more than like 10x. Like everybody's looking at those. But I don't know how Mladen got this. Let's go to weekly time frame up here. No, we are on the weekly time frame. And we did this over here. Are you on like a logarithmic chart or something like that? Because my chart and your chart are different. July. Why are because you are using this top up here. You need a bigger chart. You see this May move. That's over here, April, May. That's this top up here. So you don't have this stop over here. So your channel is not good because you do not have this stop over here. You need this stop. So you see the reason why we need to have more data. More data is always better because you're drawing it like this. Maybe you wanted to draw it like this. Maybe you want to draw it like this. I don't know. Do you want to draw it like this? I mean, it could be. Could be. Can you pause the stream until I walk the talk? Sup? Low Mountain, how you been, man? Bought some Kaspa for the wife just last week. Nice! Aimlad. Yeah, but that's when we when it comes to targets and stuff like that, right? So that's how I look at the targets. I mean, you might do it differently. I don't know, but when I look at the targets, it is axes, it is channels, and stuff like that. The other coin that I wanted to look at is Solana because I mentioned. No, before we go, there was one thing that I wanted to talk about. It is very important thing. It is very important. I wanted to talk about one thing in today's Bitcoin Daily, and I forgot. My wife heard you. Is that Magnus? Say hello to your wife from me. I wish her all the best in the upcoming bull market. No, there was one thing I wanted to talk about in today's Bitcoin Daily, and I actually forgot, but it is really, really, really important. And it comes to the history of Bitcoin. So we're gonna look at that. And I want you to first thing first, I want you to remember that I've been, in the entire bull market and stuff like that, I said that I believed that over here, this was actually the start of the bull market. This is not the start bull, but this was the start of the, trend, because the trend broke up here. It was supposed to go towards upside, like this over here towards upside. Unfortunately, we got to Corona dump and this messed up everybody, right? This messed up, and then it consolidated a little bit more, and then it went up very, very violently towards the upside. But my theory was always that this is gonna go down here. This is gonna go down here and go towards upside like this. It was not supposed to go this fast towards the upside. It went very, very fast. But I was thinking it was supposed to go in like this over here. So let's assume that this never happened. Let's assume that Corona dump never happened. Then this over here would have done something like this up here. And this over here, my ladies and gentlemen, is a parabolic move. It goes up, consolidates, goes up, consolidates, goes up, and then go fast. It will still be, bull market top in May 2021, but the chart would have been looking a little bit differently. I mean, everything dumped, so, this messed up chart a little bit, messed up everybody, but it does look like this was a parabolic move that was about to happen. Now, look here, and let's look at it, this on logarithmic chart, because it's easier to see. Every single Bitcoin bull run move has been, in effect, a parabolic move towards the upside. Every single move from the history of Bitcoin, 2010, this is a parabolic move up. This over here is a parabolic move up. This over here is a parabolic move towards the upside. And this over here is also a parabolic move towards the upside up here. Parabolic move towards the upside if there was no Corona dump. I think that it would have been a parabolic move towards the upside as well. So every single move from the history of Bitcoin has been a parabolic move, parabolic move, parabolic move, parabolic move without Corona dump. So the big question is right now, is Bitcoin gonna, favor the history, and is this again gonna be a parabolic move towards the upside? If this is the case, if I'm correct on this, and I do not know, this is just a theory, this is just a tribute to a theory. If this is the case, that means that a lot of people waiting for Bitcoin below, what's that over here, 25k, are gonna wait forever, because it's just not gonna happen. So the way parabolic moves work, and the theory of parabolic moves, is they cannot break the trend. It is very important. Doesn't matter if you look at any kind of parabolic move in the small time frames, bigger time frames, any kind of time frame, they cannot break the trend. A parabolic move, in a sense, cannot break the trend, because once you break the trend, the parabolic move ends and goes into consolidation, and it dumps down. It could still continue going towards the upside, but the parabolic move is in effect done. So oftentimes it starts like this. It goes something like this. Parabolic moves got like 3, 4, 5 moves towards the upside, but often starts slowly, then increases the speed towards the upside, then increases the speed again towards the upside. then increases the speed again, and then increases the speed again, and then at the point where it actually breaks the trend, because the trend increases towards the upside every single time, but at the point where it actually breaks the trend over here, at the point where it breaks the trend, that is the parabolic move actually finishing. That is the nature of parabolic. A parabolic move cannot break the trend and go back in the trend. So what does happen after a parabolic move breaks trends? It goes into, it starts hitting these other lines. So there was this line, there was this line, there was this line, there was this line, there was this line. So it starts to curve towards downside. Depends on the parabolic move and how much it actually bounced. But oftentimes, if it does slow, it goes something like this, then goes down here. You can see it starts curving and then it falls down and it's pretty much over. But all the parabolic move is over as soon as it actually breaks the trend. This is just, you know, distribution. This is just distribution, but as soon as it breaks the trend, it's pretty much over. The last trend line, once it broke, yes, it can continue up here towards the upside, but everything is, you know, chase the monkey kind of thing. Everything is like, you know, euphoria kind of thing. Everything is like ending phase. You know, you cannot take, you know, make big gains up here. I mean, it still can go towards the upside, but it's pretty much over. And that is the, you know, way of, you know, how parabolic moves works. So, if we assume that this is a parabolic move, we can already start making trend lines, guys. We can already start making trend lines. This is the very first one. Now the big question is whether the second one start over here or something like this over here, where it actually broke it a little bit. Maybe something like this up here. It kind of depends, right? But the trend cannot be broken. This is over here a week, so technically the trend is not broken. So the first trend, the trend is increasing, and right now I think we are creating the third trend up here. Maybe somewhere up here the line goes. It should not be like this over here. Maybe we'll see some kind of move up here and then pull back up here, like we said, like 46k. Where is 46k? And then pull back up here and then go towards the upside, right? Again, right? That be the third trend line, because the trend is increasing towards the upside, right? The trend is increasing, right? Slowly start up here and starts increasing slowly, then goes a little bit faster, then goes over here even faster towards the upside, right? So the trend's here. That's a parabolic move in a sense. So we come to the conclusion when it comes to parabolic moves, if this in fact is a parabolic move towards the upside, if this in fact is parabolic move towards the upside, the Bitcoin should not break below 27.5. Bitcoin should not break below 27.5 if this in fact is a parabolic move towards the upside. Because how can you have a parabolic move and still break the trend? You cannot. So unfortunately, bears, if I'm correct that CoronaDuck messed everything, that every single move on Bitcoin has been a parabolic move, that this move might be a parabolic move. We do not actually know how this is gonna play out. But, you know, we're trying to assume, you know, what's going to happen next. If this is in fact parabolic move, bears are going to have a very, very hard time. Captain is in the chat. What's up? How you doing? Nice to have you here. Susan, what's up? How's life? I'd much rather have slow conservative moves testing support. Well, in any kind of parabolic move, the moves are slow. Beside this move up here, I mean, the moves are slow. But if you see up here, the moves are, I mean, you have these moves up here, but the moves are slow. It's only on the last part up here that moves start getting faster and faster and faster until you actually, you know, break the trend. And here we can actually do very, you know, classical, by the book, very nice trend line analysis on how the parabolic moves work. Because the trend line is not breaking. The trend line is not breaking, right? It just increases the trend, whether it goes over here or over here. Maybe something like this over here. Go something like this over here to this one. The trend lines are increasing, right? And then from this last one up here, goes something like this up here. And you'll see up here that this very, very last move up here, when it just exploded towards the upside, I don't know, maybe you gotta zoom in over here. But already up here somewhere, you know, the trend broke. Probably over here somewhere if you zoom in on this part over here. Trend started breaking, and start hitting these, you know, these channels up here. So this is probably not, because the line should go something like over here. I don't know. Over here, and then it broke that. But parabolic moves do not break just, you know, trends for whatever reason. They increase the trends, they increase the speed, and they just move faster and faster towards the upside. That is the nature of parabolic moves. And the big question right now, are we in the very start of the parabolic move towards the upside? And I think, you know, there is a good probability for that. Reminds me of spider lines. Spider lines are good. Everybody knows spider. The first time I noticed spider lines, I think that was in it was back over here. And I was drunk and I was playing with lines, and you can play with lines, but you know, this is how you discover, you know, spider lines. You just take the, you know, pivot point of whatever, and you start seeing things, right? And it just kind of becomes, you know, this very, very beautiful thing where the price actually respects resistance, support and resistance levels, right? It just becomes this very, very beautiful moves where it actually starts to respect. You can see up here, once it's out of this spider line, it just explodes. But yeah, but you can do spider lines from the bottom as well. It's the same thing. Wow, look at that over here. But you can do spider lines as well. It depends on which one you take, right? Corona at the bottom down here, but Corona was a little bit different, right? But you cannot get that many, but yeah. But spider lines are nice to play with, but you know, look for important lines. Look for important lines. And yeah, and that was the thing that I want to actually talk about in Bitcoin Daily, but you know, I failed to do that. Now let's look at Solana. And Solana is up here pumping like crazy, right? And the Solana target's up here, and I think, you know, it should be, where did I draw my channels? Sorry, this is a logarithmic chart. We almost messed this up. We almost messed this up. Nah. Maybe something like up here. I mean, it is a nice line. Something like this maybe. And we double the channel towards upside up here. And target becomes, you know, 51 up here. Not even 60. And let's go to monthly time frame. What are the first? Let me find the major levels of resistance. So right now it's hitting this major monthly level at 42. It hit already at 46, and the next major level of resistance is all the way up here at 99. So you get to, on monthly time frame, you got two major levels. That's 42 and 99. Those are major, and then you can on weekly time frame get more, but not that many. That's this is up here actually on the dollar, almost on the dollar, 47 up here at the top, and this bottom down here is at, yeah, 46, 47, give or take. And then on the weekly time frame you get up here at 78. So the way this actually looks for me is if Solana breaks the 42, 46, 7 levels up here, we are looking at the move up all the way up to 78. Why is that the case? Because this is empty space. Empty space always goes very, very fast. It doesn't have to do that, but it always goes very, very fast through that empty space. Now the big question is where the channel is over here, because this was actually, this part over here was trending towards the downside. So the channel could look like this over here, right? But this part over here was, you know, kind of, you know, important levels of resistance. So this goes something like this. So there are a couple of channels over here. But I think we should focus on this part over here, just the last part. Let's see up here, and this one up here. This looks so good though. This channel over here looks so good, man. I don't know. This to me looks very, very good. And this already broke towards upside. So if you double this up towards upside, it comes very close to this, you know, 78 line. We broke the channel towards upside. Depends. Show me the channel. Show me the channel. I don't have a good channel up here, but this monthly channel might be the case. I mean, it is nice. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Just look at this bottom part over here. I think it goes something like this over here, and the top up here should maybe be something like this, because you can see the importance of the channel up here. As soon as we broke this trend over here, it just exploded, and the doubling that over here towards the upside is all up there. Let me do it another way. Let me just do this one, double it over here. So we broke that as well towards the upside. So we are technically just breaking everything towards the upside. But it's hitting this major level of resistance. It needs to get above 42 to 46k level. 42 to 47k level. It needs to get out of this box. I think this box up here is a very major level of resistance, because that's both monthly and the weekly resistance, especially down here. And considering that we just had euphoria on Solana, I'm a little bit skeptical how high this can actually go. I gotta tell you that I'm a little bit skeptical. The big question is, because this is insanely fast move on the daily time frame into the resistance levels. Let's see up here. But there are no divergences on the up here. Down here, let me see up here, MACD. MACD still has the momentum climb over here. The RSI still doesn't have any kind of divergence on the daily time frame, and beside this up here, there's still no divergence. Only my indicator down here is telling me that the momentum is losing a little bit. But you know, we already know that momentum is losing a little bit because, you know, the euphoria. But let's go and look at a weekly time frame up here. So weekly right now, we are coming to some kind of 74 levels. That doesn't mean anything. The zero line on the weekly is being crossed, and we are having momentum rise towards the upside, which is very, very good. But we are also, my indicator, very extended. So we got some kind of, you know, a euphoria level extension. You can see up here that last time this happened, there was a couple of times this actually happened. The last time was over here, and that came faster than this time. But last time was up here. So this part up here, and right now we are coming to these same levels of euphoria. And before that, there were a couple of more times up here at this stop over here. Once we actually start hitting this, but this actually continued towards the upside. So even if it pulled back, it continued going towards the upside. But you can see up here that the momentum just went through the bottom down here, right? The momentum started, you know, it went up, but my indicator was already telling me that this is, you know, very, very high. So it can definitely continue going higher. But if history is to teach us something, at least prior history, we are not in 2025 bull market just yet. So I would consider this major resistance up here, and I would be very scared to long right now. You do your money, I do my money, you know, not financial advice, but you know, I would be scared to long now. I am definitely, I've seen euphoria. I've seen literally everybody talking about Solana. There is nobody left to talk about Solana. We are hitting some major levels of resistance. So the only conclusion right now I can take is this is done. I want to play chess together. Thanks for the invitation, but not right now. So I would say that Solana, I would be really, I mean, can Solana pump? Definitely can. And I'll definitely keep on looking for, you know, reasons to, you know, see it go up, but I would be scared. And it hasn't broken the trend. So over here, Solana hasn't broken the trend yet. So technically it can just continue pumping, right? I mean, over here, this one up here was kind of broken. Then we created, so this is the part where I'm a little bit unsure about whether the trend is broken, right? Because where is the damn trend lines, right? This steep trend towards upside. Maybe this is the trend. Maybe this was a channel that we broke right up and right now continuing towards upside, right? So it could go again up to these levels over here. So it had this very nice, you know, sideways midline, top line, midline, broke that bottom line, broke the midline, consolidated, bounced off the midline into the double channel up here, went all the way to the top, pull back, retest, going to the midline up here. So it can do either this move up here or, you know, this move towards upside. But will they, you know, eventually go towards upside? I don't know. I don't know a good way to figure that out. I gotta be honest, some things, you know, it's really hard to figure out. And I know my, you know, TA skills are lacking a little bit, you know, certain aspects, but you know, you gotta be honest, and sometimes, you know, you just don't know. I mean, you look at certain things like RSI, extensions, momentum, you try to find the weakness. It doesn't, you know, on the small time frames, this looks like it's still might continue towards the upside. And we don't have any kind of weekly double top or anything like that. Momentum is increasing above the midline, so there is no reason to be bearish. And this move up here, you know, that's the only thing. So the big question is whether the euphoria had already played out, because I gotta ask myself, like, who left is there to buy Solana? Everybody bought Solana, they want to buy Solana. So unless some kind of, you know, super bull market, you know, pops right now, I'm a little bit unsure. But if I do see it, you know, pumping up here, you know, there is a lesson to be learned from 2021 bull market. And Matic, I said the same thing about Matic. And this is the problem when there is a strong trending moves. When there are strong trending moves, you know, the overextensions, the high RSI, the bearish momentum, nothing works. It just keeps on pumping. And up here in April 2022, Matic had this consolidation for a very, very long time, and I was saying that this is gonna go down, this is gonna go down, it's gotta go down. And then it did this move towards upside. And I think this was the time when I was actually looking at logarithmic charts. So I was looking at logarithmic chart and I see this move, and then it had this consolidation. I was thinking this might go down, because if you look at any kind of metric on Matic over here, I mean, these move, like it went up here, the momentum started going towards downside, it went consolidation up here. You know, up here, the consolidation came down here, there was no momentum loss. The overextensions were insane, you know, and if you look at the RSI up here, this was 95 RSI, this is 93 RSI, like it was just insane levels. And what happened to Matic then? It effing exploded again, man. It effing exploded again, something like, you know, from the bottom down here, it went up 10x again. It went up 10x again. Can you imagine that? So just because something has a very high RSI, very, you know, high MACD, whatever, like very high overextensions, does not mean it's gonna dump down. This is the greatest, you know, flaw I think everybody makes. Everybody is trading based on, you know, how high something is. But you gotta also take into consideration how bullish that thing is, how many people are there, the psychology, right? So, you know, could this happen to Solana where it just pumps through everything? I think definitely can. And right now, beside overextended levels on Solana, I cannot actually see very clear bearish signs. So let's go back to Solana one more time. I cannot, and let's go and remove the logarithmic chart, because, you know, that's gonna get us wrecked. Like if you look at a weekly time frame, there are no bearish signs. Yes, it's at 72 levels, but that's not that high. The momentum up here is increasing, which is actually very, very good. It's increasing higher than this part over here, which is very good. So the momentum is going towards upside. It's crossing the zero line. Yes, we have a high, you know, overextensions, but, you know, we can just consolidate a little bit up here and continue towards upside. There is nothing stopping this right now. And like we said right now, if we go above, you know, 72 to 74 levels, give or take, the next target is all the way at 78, something like that. And that's a pretty big target. That from over here right now at 78, that's almost like another 100%. Another 100% towards the upside. How much is that from the very bottom down here? This move is 5x. And to 70, what did you say? 78, something like that up here. That's 10x. This is a 10x. This is the target, guys. 10x. 889.4%. 900%. 900% is 10x, right? So this is the target, guys. The target, Solana has a 10x target from the very bottom. It also corresponds very nicely to this weekly level down here. This is not monthly, it's a weekly level. Higher than that. Nah, I'm gonna take a bet and say that, you know, the target is at around 79, give or take, 78, 79. 10x move from the very bottom, and the selling will actually happen. But no, I do not see anything bearish on Solana. I mean, on small time frames, there might become some kind of indication that's overextended. You know, psychologically, you know, there is huge euphoria. But to believe that for whatever reason Solana is gonna go down just because of that, I'm not quite there yet. Yo, Tila, what's good, family? Hope you all well. Do we have bull market wise? That knock life always, always. I'm selling 54.55. Check the group. Coinbase USD Solana 3-day. So Mlana is showing me this chart over here, which is actually a nice chart, and it is so he's not taking into consideration this last part over here. This last part, only this bottom part. It is broken out. Yes, that's why it's pumping like crazy, but it's broke out a little bit too easy. So he's only taking this bottom part into consideration for the channel without taking this part into consideration. So how would I draw the channel over here? Yeah, that's nice. Isn't that the same channel? Top. Yeah, it looks almost the same channel. So doubling channel towards upside, the target should be around something like where he's gonna take profits. 54.55, yeah, give or take 54.55. It does sound plausible though. It does sound plausible, and this is a weekly time frame as well, so it just might be the case. It might be one of the first resistance level where it actually pulls back, right? Pulls back to the 46 level and then it goes back up again, right? So it might be that. You never know. You never know. But it's important to know where the major resistance level are. And a reason for that is if you know where the major resistance level are, you know where people start shorting. You gotta understand also that traders, good traders, at least from what I tried to figure out, what do good traders do and bad traders do, and from what I could find, good traders or who has a perception of being a good trader, doing live streams, having this and that, what they are doing. What they are doing is basically very simple in effect. They take resistance level, major resistance level and major support levels, and they long these major support levels and they short major resistance levels. So over here there's a major resistance level, they're shorting that. So a lot of traders are shorting these 30, 40, 35k levels because it is major level of resistance. It does not mean it's not going to be broken, because they are very conditioned into resistance level short it, support level long it, right? There are other things you can look at, and oftentimes these resistance levels get broken, especially in the bull markets, right? Everything gets broken eventually. But these are very good places where the shorters will come in at resistance level and when longs will come in on support levels. Does not mean it's going to hold, but it gives us some kind of idea where the major levels of resistance will gonna get, where we might get consolidations. So that is that, at least from my understanding. My TA is not flawless, I admit that. I'm trying to learn something every day. I'm trying to figure out the matrix, how it actually works. I'm trying to see the the numbers, but there's too many things. There are too many things going on, and I don't think there is any clear-cut answer to the madness. But we are trying. We are getting there. I once heard that high RSI extensions are not so reliable, but the low RSI extensions are. Yeah, it might be the case, because low. The problem with this is actually a very good sensitivity, and I'm gonna tell you my theory on that. And when you say it right now, it does sound plausible. So why is it so? So over here we have some kind of 50 levels. Why is it so that these not very high levels are not this one. These not very high levels are reliable, while these high levels are not. And it goes back to that saying that when something is strongly bullish or something is strongly bearish, it just keeps on going, right? So when we have these high RSI levels, they can continue going like this up here because price is so strongly bullish, right? And when you have very high or very low RSI levels, right, price can continue doing this over here, and it can just continue dumping. So yeah, momentum. It could be momentum, right? Because it just keeps, any kind of bearish pattern just breaks towards upside, right? You have this bullish momentum where price just keeps on pumping, like in Matic, right? You always think, oh my god, everything's so high, this is gonna, you know, it gotta drop, but it doesn't drop, it just keeps on pumping. So these high levels, both on RSI, MACD, you know, overextensions, they just do not work because price just pumps so hard. So what I think on those moves do work is actually trends. When trends breaks, the trend is over. But the reason why these are very unreliable, you know, metrics, high metrics up here, it might be the case because the price is so trending so strongly. It's a strong trend. Over here in the middle, the trend is not strong, you know, it gets very, you know, zigzaggy towards ups and downs. But these trends over here are very, very, very strong. Up here at these highs, right? But these midline trends, they're not there, just like meh. But the beauty, that's well pointed out. Very, very, very well said. Very well said. You know, and once you say it, you know, I can actually understand and see it. Overbought on the weekly is nice. Oh man, I went massive long Caspo and it was pushing up on the last line of the reason about 5-6 hours ago. Then turned out to be one of my best trades ever. It works sometimes. It works like that, man. It works like that. You hit the resistance level. Everybody's shorting it because they think it's gonna go down. You break that. You get a short squeeze and it just pumps like crazy, right? It can happen. It turned out to be one of the best. I did have a cushion. I built up position over the previous couple of days, so I was able to put in a stop loss in profit. Nice, very nice. 75x. Oh, that's crazy, man. Congratulations. Nice. Very nice. Okay, guys, we've been chatting for a while. This has been a quite interesting stream. I slept well, so I had a mood. I was in the mood to chat. So, you know, every time I sleep well, I'm in the mood to chat. So, you know, hopefully I sleep more, and everybody, you know, and the beard is coming along nicely. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit afraid that how long this is gonna take until the beard is gone. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I hope you learned something, and I hope I was entertaining enough. And you know, I'll see you again another time, man. Another time. We're gonna do. I'm gonna try to. I'm not gonna say anything. You know. Thanks for stopping by, guys. And have a nice evening. Bye bye. Where's my outro?